LaChapelle laughed, the sound echoing in the room, but her eyes held both mischief and sadness. "Being a demon doesn't mean I can't feel love or compassion," she said, her voice heavy with memory. "Like my niece, I once fell deeply for a human. Our love was strong, but as a succubus, I couldn't give him what he deserved. Hoping for more, I made a potion and became human for 6 months. Those months felt like a dream. We were always together, our bond unbreakable. But when I turned back, I tried to make another potion to stay human longer. Before I could, he was murdered. Losing him broke me," she admitted, her voice shaking. "Chance is his reincarnation. When I saw him, it felt like seeing my lost love again. His presence brings back my pain, but also hope for a second chance." As she spoke, the tension in the room grew, heavy with unspoken truths and old grudges. It felt like a storm was about to break over the funeral home. Shadows moved along the walls, and the lamps flickered, casting long shapes that shifted with the mood. Every breath seemed to draw in not just air, but history and secrets, as if something important was about to happen. "I wasn't born yesterday," Mr. Abgel said, his voice cold and sharp from years of suspicion. He stared at LaChapelle, jaw clenched. "If you think your stories will fool me, you're wrong, succubus. No matter what you do, you'll never be a real human. You're just controlling others while you feed on them." His hand hovered near his dagger, knuckles white. "Just remember, I won't hesitate to send you back to your realm, with your head separated from your shoulders." The threat was clear and serious. LaChapelle leaned forward, moving slowly and deliberately, showing both arrogance and curiosity. A smirk played on her lips, her eyes narrowing with a gleam of defiance, and something darker, maybe ancient knowledge or a hint of power barely contained. "Is that a threat, Mr. Abgel, or just a warning?" Her voice was smooth but edged. The tension in the room was thick, making the air feel charged, as if a storm was about to start. "It's not a threat. Consider it a vow. I don't make empty promises. If you so much as touch chance in a harmful way, I'll hunt you down like the dog you are and destroy you, along with every last succubi in the demon realm." His words hit with the force of a spell, his conviction sparking a flicker of dread, maybe even respect in his adversary's eyes. LaChapelle raised an eyebrow and let out a quiet, mocking laugh. Her voice was playful, but her words were sharp. "I'll ignore your comments about Chance and me for now, but isn't it odd how you worry more about him than your own problems? Maybe you should focus on your son." She glanced at Pollux, her expression unreadable. Mr. Abgel clenched his fists until his nails dug into his palms. Anger simmered beneath his calm exterior, his voice rough with emotion. "You don't care about my son. Why would you? We're just mortals to you." He fought to keep his composure, torn between grief and rage that threatened to break through. "Chance often tells me Pollux is his favorite cousin. I won't stand by and let danger threaten him. It would break Chance, and I'm not immune to the pain of those I love." Her words softened as she looked at Mr. Abgel, searching for a sign of trust. "We're both after the truth behind Princess Valentina's murder, and that truth is tied to Pollux's danger. You want answers for Sevyn, and so do I. Instead of arguing, let's work together. If I can help, say so, believe it or not." The room seemed to hold its breath, the chance of an uneasy alliance hanging in the air. After a tense pause, Mr. Abgel weighed his options, his tough exterior slipping just enough to show his inner struggle. His shoulders slumped, and when he spoke, his voice sounded tired rather than combative. "All right, for the greater good, I'll set aside our differences, but let's be clear. This doesn't make us friends. Right now, you're just one step above an enemy of my enemy." He looked at LaChapelle with a mix of reluctance and respect, silently acknowledging a truce born of desperation. A sly, knowing smile appeared on LaChapelle's lips, but a hint of doubt flickered in her eyes. She tilted her head, both challenging and playful. "Really? How does that not count as friendship?" Her voice was light, but her gaze searched Mr. Abgel's face for any sign of softening, testing the limits of their uneasy alliance. "Friendship is for allies, and trust is something you earn, not something handed out like candy," Mr. Abgel replied, his tone firm, each word setting the terms for their uneasy alliance. He pointed toward the detoxification room, desperation clear in his face. "If you want to prove your loyalty, help me heal my son." The tension between them grew heavier, the air thick with what was at stake. LaChapelle entered the detox room and froze in shock. The bright lights showed Pollux slumped in a large chair, looking small and fragile. He had once been strong and lively, but now he seemed like only a shadow of his former self. His eyes were dull, his body thin and weak, with tight skin, sunken cheeks, and pale, cracked lips. Grief left LaChapelle speechless. The room itself seemed colder, as if it shared her sadness. LaChapelle moved closer to Pollux, overwhelmed by memories and fear. The air shimmered with a sweet metallic smell and a trace of ozone. It reminded her of Naga, whose presence now seemed to linger in Pollux. Gold and green scales covered his skin, reflecting light around the room. The sight was both unsettling and fascinating, revealing the powerful force inside him and the strange mix that could destroy him. LaChapelle's heart raced with curiosity and fear. She recalled a tense talk with her younger brother, Khan Shamel, about rumors from the demon realm. In that world, power meant everything: status, survival, even hope. Khan Shamel had told her a frightening story about a secret group of demons who captured Naga, the supreme divine being, to steal his power. The rumors said these demons experimented on Naga, hoping to use his strength to control the demon realm, and later, the human world. With Naga's unmatched power, the plan seemed possible. He could control water, create storms, and even change reality. When these rumors reached Satan, the demon king, he sent his followers to investigate. But they found neither Naga nor his captors. Without proof, LaChapelle dismissed the story as just a rumor, using doubt to protect herself from the fear that this power might be real. Still, the mystery of Naga's power stayed with her, making her both afraid and curious about what could happen if it fell into the wrong hands. "This specimen is truly a wonder," LaChapelle said, her voice shaking with awe and curiosity. She leaned in close to Pollux, eyes wide as she traced the shiny, colorful scales under his skin. "I've read old texts and heard legends, but I never thought I'd see such a fusion, especially in someone descended from Naga, a being known for divine power. Those red and gold eyes are mesmerizing, almost hypnotic, as if they see through time. Your bone structure, the pattern of your scales, the energy coming from you, everything proves what the rumors only hinted at. Naga's blood is in you, Pollux. But there's something else, a lesser essence mixed with your legacy, its energy swirling like muddy water in a sacred spring. This taint is both a threat and a clue." "Yes, lower level indeed. But who could have done this?" LaChapelle said, frowning as she walked around Pollux, studying him closely like a scholar with an ancient artifact. She looked over his arms, legs, and feet, noticing the changes in color, the stiffness of his tendons, and the way the scales seemed to move on their own. Remembering his once healthy, sun-kissed skin, now pale and stretched over shaking muscles, hurt her deeply. It felt like his life had been drained, leaving only a shell filled with strange energy. Layers of malice and cunning hid the demon behind this. Still, LaChapelle believed that solving this mystery could save Pollux, and their success might become legendary. "Will you keep sniffing around and rubbing all over my son, or will you actually do something to help him?" Mr. Abgel shouted, his voice shaking with panic and anger. He stood nearby, tense, and watching LaChapelle's every move, like a hawk guarding its nest. His worry filled the room, showing how desperate he was to save his son. "I'm helping as your friend, Mr. Abgel, but this is bigger than friendship. This is about the balance of our worlds," LaChapelle said urgently, her hands moving quickly as if drawing symbols in the air. "Someone has mixed Pollux's blood with the essence of Naga, a being known for power that can change reality. But it's the lower-class demon's contamination that's causing this terrible change. We have to act quickly. Sevyn and Castor need to get the missing piece of Pollux's soul from the demon realm. Only then can we stop and reverse this. If we fail, Pollux could become a weapon for whoever controls him, and a danger to everyone, not just our family." LaChapelle's words hung in the air, and Mr. Abgel's doubt began to fade. His eyes narrowed, but a small spark of hope appeared. He cleared his throat, his voice rough. "Interesting. So once you figure out which demon did this, then what?" His question was both a challenge and a quiet plea for help. LaChapelle raised a finger to stop more questions. She closed her eyes and gently touched the scales on Pollux's arm, searching for something beneath the surface. "I need to focus, please. Once we know which demon species is responsible, I can start making an antidote, a potion that will target and remove the demon's DNA from Pollux's blood. But that's not enough. We'll also need a device, like a magical dialysis machine, to remove any remaining demon essence.